Are you getting ready to take the Praxis Core Mathematics exam? That's test code 5733, which measures academic skills in mathematics, including the subtopic of data interpretation and representation, statistics, and probability. Hi, my name is Morgan, and I am a Praxis coach with Study.com, and I've also been teaching math for over 8 years. Today, I'm here to help you out with some examples like you'll be seeing on the exam. Now I want to mention that you'll have access to an on-screen 4-function calculator, which I highly recommend you take advantage of. Let's get you feeling confident for test day. Ready? Let's look at this first question. Maria has a fish tank with 10 fish. 3 are yellow, 5 are black, and 2 are red. If Maria uses a net to scoop out a fish, which of the following represents the probability that Maria scoops out a yellow fish without looking at the fish tank? So we are looking for yellow fish, which there are 3 of. The other important information is that there are 10 fish in total. So in order to find the probability, we need to find the part out of the whole and set up a ratio. So the part in this case is our 3 yellow out of a total of 10 fish. And so we're going to essentially be doing 3 divided by 10, which if we put in our calculator, we're going to get 0.3. Now, that of course is not one of the answers because we need to convert this into a percent. So then we can go ahead and multiply this by 100 to get a final percentage of 30%, which is our correct answer right there. This question says a fair 8-sided die is rolled. What is the probability of rolling a number less than 4? So it's important to notice that this does say an 8-sided die. Now fair just means it's not weighted. So our set of possibilities are we could roll a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, or an 8 because it is 8-sided. And so what is the probability of rolling a number less than 4? If we look at our options, the ones that would be less than 4 would be 1, 2, or 3. So in order for us to find the probability, we need to find the favorable outcomes. And we're going to take that out of the total possibilities. So in this case, our favorable outcomes are the 1, 2, or 3, which would be that less than 4 roll. So there are 3 ways to do that out of a total possible of 8 different rolls because it's an 8-sided dice. So our probability is 3 out of 8 or 3/8, which would be our correct answer right here. All right, this question asks, which of the following scenarios represents the case of causation? Now we need to be really careful in statistics when we say something causes something else. That's what causation is basically getting at. There is a relationship between 2 variables where one causes the other. Sometimes there's a connection or a link, but that could be a third variable. It could be a coincidence. So we have to really make sure, like scientifically in our knowledge, we know it for sure causes, one thing causes the other. So our first answer here is countries with a higher cigarette sales may have lower life expectancies. So this one we have to be careful of because there's some data saying that if you smoke that you might get lung cancer, which would lower your life expectancy. But since we're looking at countries as a whole, like there could be a lot of different factors. Is it a third world country? Is there other things going on? There's too many variables here to truly say it's a causal relationship. So it's not that one. Cities with more lawyers may have a higher crime rate. Now, yes, maybe that could be, again, a connection, a third variable. More people need to hire lawyers because they're getting in trouble with the law, but it certainly one isn't causing the other. So that one won't work as well. Margarine consumption and divorce rates. Now, these ones, I don't even really see a connection between them at all, so no. Exposure to sunlight and vitamin D production. This would be a causal relationship because one of the main ways that we get vitamin D is through the sunlight. So we know that scientifically getting sun leads to vitamin D production. So that would be a causal relationship. All right, so this question says, a student has the following test scores for math. 78, 82, 79, 93, and 90. What score must the student get on the 6th test to get an average of exactly 84? Remember that average or mean, you can find it by doing the sum of all of the scores divided by the number of tests that you take. So in this case, we're going to find the sum. So we're going to add up all of these scores plus our unknown 6th score, which we're going to represent with an X, and then we're going to divide it by 6 since there are 6 tests. So what that's going to look like is our average is equal to the sum, so 78 plus 82 plus 79 plus 93 plus 90 plus our unknown test score of X all over 6. Now we know what the average is supposed to be in the end. It's supposed to be 84. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in over here for the average. So plugging that in, 84. Now what we can go ahead and do is combine our like terms here. So we can go ahead and add all of these like terms up. Use your calculator, but we should get 84 is equal to 422 plus X all over 6. Now we want to get rid of that 6, which we are currently dividing by 6. So we're going to go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by 6 to undo that. So those are going to cancel. 84 times 6 is 504, which is equal to 422 plus X. And then our last step to isolate the X is to go ahead and subtract that 422 from both sides of the equation. So 504 minus 422 should give us an answer of 82 is equal to X, which we see is the correct answer right here. I hope this was helpful and you're feeling a little bit more prepared for test day. If it was, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. If you're looking for even more ways to study, be sure to head over to study.com. As a member, you'll get access to short, targeted video lessons, extra study materials, and hundreds of practice questions like the ones we just went over. We'd love to hear from you and how else we can help you get ready for your test. So leave a comment below with your suggestions, questions, or even come back and share with us how you did on your test. Study well and good luck on your test.